Hello and welcome to yet another episode on Literature Expose with Omonigo and Stella. Today promises to be quite different because we are adding another twist to today's episode. We are going to be looking at a popular Nollywood movie by Funke Akindele titled A Tribe Called Judah. This movie is replete with a lot of lessons and it's a powerful literary work, so we decided to look at what the movie entails. The movie is set in a typical African low-income family, or rather environment. We can see from the beginning of the movie when Funke Akindele was introduced in a low-income household. We see different features telling us that this is a struggling woman. The movie, as I said earlier, is replete with a lot of lessons. Now, a lot of people have different interpretations to what the movie is all about. But there is something so touching from the beginning of the movie. She had 5 sons from 5 different men. Some she was married to, while the others she wasn't. But the problem actually started where her own father, as a result of his religious or doctrinal belief, had to disown her because she was pregnant outside wedlock. The journey of the struggling woman's sufferings began when she had to go to Kano to stay with her mother's older sister, who helped her in nurturing the first child. And after that, a lot of incidents overtook her and she made one mistake after the other. But something that is so important in this movie is the fact that today a lot of homes have been destroyed because of doctrines and their religious belief. It's like a call to us to understand the scriptures as individuals who have personal relationship with God and not as a result of a religious setting through their doctrines and belief that is handed on to us. Looking at A Tribe Called Judah, you would wonder why all these societal issues erupted as a result of this woman's different encounters with different men. But there are a lot more that is going to be explored by Stella.
Okay, like you said, yeah, the problem started from the religious belief of her father. Because of the position that the father had in church, he couldn't stand the disgrace, so to say, that this young girl would bring to him. And he was not even thinking of how it would affect this child, who is still a minor at 17 years. You know, he didn't think of how it would affect the child negatively. But he was just looking at his position in the church, his religious belief. Like you have said, actually, religion has done a lot of things. I quote, religion, not Christianity, but religion. Okay, so many people have this misconception about religion. So that is why I said, in quotes, religion and not Christianity. Now, a mother, the Jedida's mother, being a mother, could not just stand seeing the child being abandoned or rejected by the father. So she had to be sent to Kano, where her older sister is at the time. Now, Jedida gives birth to the first child, named Emeka, and then from there, her mistakes started. But we're not looking at the plot summary. For those of us who have watched the movie, we know that Jedida finally ended up having 5 children, 5 boys, for 5 different men. Okay, so while actually making people to see that literature is not just all about picking a book to read or reading a poem and trying to analyze it. It is also movies. Now, this movie, we are going to look at it from the literary perspective. Looking at the literary elements in the movie A Tribe Called Judah by Funke Akindele, the movie mirrors the typical Nigerian society. Now, a lot of people have gone to school, they graduated, and there are no jobs for them. This is seen or mirrored in the character of Emeka. Emeka is a good child. He grew up with his grandmother, so to say, in Aba, went to school, graduated, no job. His certificate could not take him far. He had to take up a job as a sales boy with C&K Furnitures, where you could see that Emeka is a bright child. He had a lot of ideas to contribute, but the society always drowns that, as we could see in the person of Colette. Colette was always just on his case. The CEO, that is the chief of C&K Furniture, is also seen always trying to oppress or shut down the ideas that he has. Now, in the person of Adamu couldn't get a lot of education because he grew up in the northern part of the society. That is not to say that we don't have people who went to school, but the majority, their level of education is not, how would I put it, their level of education, they don't take it as far as those in the Igbo part of, or rather is the eastern part of Nigeria. So you could see that he could only get a job as a security guard in C&K Corporation. Now, when you also look at the lives of Pere, Shina, and Ejiro, you could see that they all have their talents. Ejiro is very good with painting, but how many people focus on painting? How many people actually appreciate painting in Nigerian society? Very few, or the rich, so to say. They are the ones that actually focus on painting. So you see that Ejiro could not do much because the talent that he has is limited in the society where he grew up. Now, looking at Shina and Pere, their mother, they are left in the care of their mother. Their mother is a struggling woman who was, always running around looking for how to make ends meet and trying to help other women to stand on their 2 feet because of the experiences that she had while she was growing up. She didn't want any other person to go through that. So you see the different challenges of a single or of children growing up in a single home or with single parents, separated homes. You see they have their own challenges. Emeka is trying to bring food to the table, trying to set the example. You also see the challenges or the workload that is on the shoulder of the first child. See all these elements of literature in A Tribe Called Judah. I personally would say that the movie is a classic because it touches every aspect of the Nigerian society. It touches every aspect of the Nigerian society. Emeka is expected as the first child to be the one to support, to put together financially and otherwise. Even though he tried as much as hard to meet up to these expectations, he could not. And at the end of the day, it cost him his life.
Like I said, there are a lot of lessons that can be learned in this movie. Now, there is a cliche or a saying that all that glitters is not gold. We could see rather in the person of the boss, the CEO of C&K Furniture, how his business was not actually what it portrayed. Was actually in the money laundering business, which is actually a societal vice in our country today. So it's like a clarion call to all and sundry, even to the younger ones and those who are aspiring and looking up to different persons as role models, to ensure that what they are looking up to, they can genuinely relate with such a person.